to Women Talking Finance webinar at 7. Good afternoon, everyone. I know some people are just joining from Sunday service or just rested and we're joining in. Welcome, 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 and welcome again. Apologies that we're starting a bit late. We just had to just get, quite a number of people because we didn't want anybody to miss out, understanding that this is a Sunday afternoon. Everybody wants to rest, but at the same time, we also want to learn. And I'm sure that's why we're here. Once again, welcome. This webinar is sponsored. Is organized, is facilitated by hervest. I'm actually wearing the shirt, and I've been trying to see if we can get a good positioning such that my shirt shows and that you see that I'm an official hervest ambassador, moderator. Welcome again. And of course, today is we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic, that most people would like to know more about, even including me. We see you have so many ideas, but you cannot relate that to your bank statement or your finance or your savings. It's just that you have too many things going on, but at the same time, you're not making money out of it. But you see people online, you see them, you see how they're able to monetize their passion, how they're able to monetize their ideas, and it's actually working for them. And then we just think, oh, how does this work? How does this work? We are here to know how it works, and we have now in the house very, 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 very amazing facilitators that have walked the talk. It's different from you to learn from someone who just probably has read about something. Yeah, we're actually learning from people that have worked, they have done it, they're continuously doing it. So they're here to share with us. We're so happy to have Jennifer. We're so happy to have Timmy. We're so happy to have Padebi. So before we get into this webinar, I trust it's going to be a really, really wonderful time. Before we get into this webinar, I just want us to do something. That's the attendees. I'm an attendee as well because I have my pen and paper and I'm ready to jot things down as well. But before we get into the webinar, I would like that we introduce ourselves, maybe just some very few people, because I've heard back and forth that one of the major challenges people have with webinars is that human interaction is gone. People are not able to network and things like that. So if you have something fantastic you're doing as a woman in the house, please put in the chat box. Feel free to introduce yourself. It's going to be a really, really exciting and insightful time. Thank you. I will be reading out a few of the introductions that we put up. I mean, you have to be bold, you have to be daring. They say you have to shoot your shot, right? So if you do something great, put it out there. I'll take maybe just one or two so that way people hear about you. So like I said, I heard about you from hervest Women Talking Finance Round Talk. So let me see if anybody has put in the chat. Okay, I see maybe people are they're typing because the thing is very long. So before anybody puts, let me just say mine. My name is Oinkosola Oni, and I'm really, really excited to be here. Okay, I have from Miriam already. So I'm Miriam Abdul Rashid, a media and communications person. I should be convener of the Moral Code. Moral Code, amazing. Miriam, please put in your maybe your Instagram handle in the chat. She says she writes and she's also an editor, also a video editor. Amazing. Really, really great to see you, Miriam. So I know that if I'm looking for a video editor, I can connect with Miriam. Okay, so without wasting so much of our time, please feel free if you feel that you need to put in something. We're definitely here. We're here to network. We're here to meet people. Okay. Mem Somachuku says, I'm Mem Somachuku, a virtual assistant based in Lagos. Amazing. Nice to meet you. I see some people are still joining in. Thank you everyone for joining in. So before we get into, I'm sure a lot of people cannot wait, like, okay, I hope you have your pen and paper because I actually have mine and I'm going to be showing you soon. Okay, so let's get into. Okay, Jennifer just showed us her own. Imagine if she's one of our panelists for today, and she also has a pen and paper, so it's going to be a really wonderful time. As I said in the house, I have three amazing facilitators, amazing panelists, in the house, and I'm going to be introducing them. Briefly so that you can further understand that, okay, what have they done? Why are they qualified to be a panelist in this session? So first of all, I have Temilolu Apokola. Temilolu Apokola is a Nigerian lawyer, journalist, and compere for high-profile virtual and physical events. She's the founder of Voices and Faces community for young people who are interested in public speaking, professional branding, and networking. She's a graduate of the University of Ibadan and the Nigerian law. In 2019, she was listed as one of the top 50 personalities on LinkedIn in Nigeria by the Ruby Hub. In 2020, she was recognized as one of the 100 most powerful Nigerians under 40 on the Why Niger Power list, and as one of the 50 shapers of the new decade. She received the award of Media Influencer of the Year 2020 by the Iconic Brands Award 2020. Temilolu has over 7 years experience as a journalist and has been involved in radio and television presenting and production. As a compere and conference moderator, she has anchored many events successfully for multinationals, national and international organizations, governments, and NGOs, amongst others. Our clients always come back with testimonials of her work. For example, she anchored President Barack Obama's Young African Leaders Initiative Tech Camp Reconnect for the United States Consulate in Nigeria in 2019 and received, let me just read this commendation, saying, the efficient way you conducted the event with over 46 participants from 15 African countries and 11 trainers from Europe, Asia, and Africa was no mean task. Partners and participants have been giving glowing feedback about your energy. At Orbis, Temilolu is a member of the International Law Association and an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Consulators. Our hobbies include traveling and networking. Wow, that is a very, 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 very interesting, huge profile. Our second speaker for the day, I need us to, okay, we can see their faces now, so I can put a face to the name. I don't know, I know we're probably, our videos are not on, but I would like that when I call a speaker, just so I know that we're engaged, there's the icon, there's some reaction icons in Zoom. So you see the clapping icon. So when I call a speaker, please do well, just as you would do in a physical event, just clap for them virtually. You accept the virtual claps. Thank you. So the second panelist is Padebi Ojomo. Padebi Ojomo is a John Maxwell certified leadership coach, trainer, consultant, and speaker. As a serial entrepreneur and a business growth expert, she helps small business owners get more customers, close more sales, and make a lot more profits so that their business can grow and they can improve the lives of themselves and their families. Her love for teaching entrepreneurs started in 2006 as she started teaching stay-at-home moms to start a home-based business using the OPM and OPT model. I won't tell you that, you'll get to know about that later. She co-founded Couple Signature Limited, the premier interior design school in Nigeria, with her husband in 2009. She also was the brain behind the Chic Carpenter, the first indigenous online furniture e-commerce store in West Africa. As a business owner with over 20 years business experience, which spans across different industries, she has helped over 1,000 students, NYC members, and women start or grow their business to 1 million per month. She lives in Lagos State with her husband and children. Amazing, amazing. And of course, we have, they say, we have another person who's our third panelist for today. She's how would I put it? Our video has been on since. She's looking all glam, all beautiful, ready for this session. Immediately I opened my Zoom and I saw that glowing face. I said, okay, we're ready for today. We have Jennifer Awirigwe. She's a chartered accountant. She's a certified financial education instructor, and she's the founder of Financial People Investment Club. So when this came up, I searched and I saw that I had a friend, from the US or so that tagged me on Jennifer's post, and I said, wow, we're so happy to have a global speaker. We have amazing, all our speakers are global today, and we just thank them for making time out to join us today. So we'll be getting into the matter, into the discussion proper, and I'm excited. I see in the chat we're having a very engaged chat. So before we get in, I know you will say, okay, get into this thing. But they say you keep the best for the last, right? But this part I want to tell you is also a very interesting part. So please do well to listen. I'll tell you a bit about Harvest, right? So we've been hearing Harvest. I'm sure a lot of us are saying, okay, what is this? What's Harvest about? So Harvest is a social enterprise that promotes financial inclusion for women. I mean, from the name, invest. How can we groom women to earn more? How can we groom women to become better financially? So that's what Harvest is here to fix in Nigeria. A round of applause. Let's have it in the reaction. Let's have that round of applause. As if you're feeling what I'm saying, please clap. Kausara, thank you. Thank you. Jennifer, thank you. So Harvest is Nigeria's first women-focused fintech that enables women participate in savings, fund transfers, impact investment, and credit facilities to women farmers. I found this very interesting that we have women farmers that are supported. So it's a model that works and benefits the whole ecosystem. You save your money, you help a woman farmer, a female farmer, let me put it like that. You help a female farmer help her make profit. You're also getting a percentage interest from doing that, from Harvest. So we have an app, we have an application, it's available on Play Store. As you can see my shirt, I know that you want to work a shirt like this too. So we have, please go download, you can save money, you can invest money, and you can make better financial rewards and better financial plans with that. Thank you so much. Yes, I have all my speakers in the house looking bright, looking wonderful. Padebi, I love your background. Everything looks really nice. I hope you can hear me. So I don't know if okay. I cannot see Timmy, but I know that she's here because I just saw her. Okay. So my first question is to Padebi. Please, I will make sure that I'm pronouncing the name right. The name, I found it very interesting. I said, I've not heard this name before, ever. Nigeria, I've never heard it. So I was so curious. I want to know the meaning and I want to know the pronunciation so that I'm sure that I'm correct. Okay, in the chat, you can see the download link of Harvest in the chat. When they told me, when I saw this, I had to go look about everyone. I saw that you're doing amazing. I got feedback. Somebody said, oh, wow, Inko, you've blown. Oh, you're moderating a session where Padebi is. I say, wow, it's such a pleasure. Let me know what's going on today. So I went to search you. I saw the wonderful things that you've been doing. I said, okay, you're on the hot seat today. We're having a roundtable talk and we want to learn from you. So you're a digital maestro and one of those few women who have been able to use social media as both a communication tool and a business platform. So would you like to tell us how you got started and the best, let me not rush it so that we'll not mix some information. So would you like to tell us how you got started?
Sure, it's going to be my pleasure. It's an honor to be here amongst the great women and so today with Jennifer and Katie. Thank you for being a fantastic compare. These days comparing online events not bread and butter. I've heard of it before. I didn't enjoy myself at all. So I'd rather do it in the classroom. But nonetheless, well done, nice job. So how I started out, long story, but I was trying to take this. It's like 180 characters. So I'm sure you saw I started my business pretty early, especially when I was 15. I registered my first business when I was 17. And I've been doing businesses ever since. I've tried everything. I made lots of mistakes from an era. And then when I started out online officially was in 2015. And it was pretty much it was more of an accident, really. So give me a sec. Yeah, so I had a baby in January 2015. I was 310, so I'm not sure I was fully looking here. and I had to stay at home to take care of baby because they had lots and lots of challenges with their health at that point. And I've always been very restless. For someone that has always had a business, for the first time in my life, I had to stay at home and do nothing just to get a sick child, and I was really frustrated. So I thought, you know what, there has to be something that will come out of this. So I went to the internet and started this. But before then, because I had a furniture factory and I used to run ads, one day others were like, can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you make thumbs up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's not so loud. I don't know if any other person has that same challenge.
Okay, I'll just try and increase. Is it better now? I'm just going to amplify my voice.
Okay, so they say audible but not clear. Okay, it's not just for me. I thought it was just for me. The audio is breaking.
Let me take off. Maybe the headphones is not working.
Maybe.
Better now.
Yes, but we just like it to be a bit louder. But it's better now. I think it's clearer now.
So I'm just going to try and increase my voice. I'm really hoping it get better. So I'm just going to go back a little bit. I said 2015, I had a baby and she was born preterm and I had to stay at home to take care of her. Now, for someone that had run her business for over 15 years, for the first time in my entire full life, I had to sit down and do nothing, just take care of the child. So I literally fell into depression because I needed to do something. I've always been very restless. I don't sit in one place. I think I'm borderline ADHD, So I had to find something to do. So I brought out my computer and then I Googled, what can someone do at home online? What kind of businesses can you start at home? And I saw a gazillion and one different things. But before then, I did have a furniture factory at that point, and I usually run ads for my furniture business on Google and on Facebook. And I was doing these myself, of course, and I was getting customers from Umbidi, Maiduguri, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Calabar. I had customers. So people said, "Oh my God, I saw your ad on my phone. How did you do it?" Then it was BlackBerry. "Oh, I saw your ad, on Google. I saw your ad on this website." I'm like, I just did it. I was not in trial and error. I just did it. So at that point, people were already asking me to teach them how to do it, and I thought, it wasn't a thing. But at that point, when I was at home, it dawned on me that, okay, let me even start teaching this thing. I thought I'm bad. So I was in a WhatsApp group then. I can't remember who it was. WhatsApp had an anchor. So I reached out to her and I told her, okay, I want to teach the women in her WhatsApp group how to do email marketing, and I charged them 15,000 naira for one person. And I got 10 people to pay. And I was shocked because I've never in my life gotten one. I was on my couch. I think I was on my 90. I was in my jammies. I was on my couch. I was just playing around with my phone. And then I started getting some alerts. It felt so real. It felt really good. Okay, so this make money from your couch thing is actually not a scam after all. Before when I was like, don't go and work. You be saying you make money from home. What will you be doing now? Maybe making money. So that was it for me. And then once I realized, I could scale this. I could learn more about this, put some structure into it, and actually blow it out of the park. And that was exactly what I did. Then 18 months later, after that initial episode, I shut down my furniture factory to do this full time. And I've never looked back.
Wow.
You're muted, Unyiko.
Can you hear me now? Okay, thank you. That's one of the, I would say, downside. Interesting part of virtual webinars and virtual meetings. So that was a very, very interesting. Okay, I think Temi's the also opposite. Okay, that was a very interesting background of how you got started. And one thing I took from that is that something had to happen. You were in a situation, and that's when your creativity had always been there. You just got more chance. Okay, there's an echo. Yes, I think Temi, can you help us to find your mic? That's where it's from. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, so thank you for telling us how you got started. Now, let me go to the second part of my question. I wanted to break it down so that we'll have a full learning experience. So, what are the best lessons that you've learned, from how you got started, how you've been able to leverage, your that flexibility, leveraging social media for both communication and both business? What are the best lessons that you've learned in that experience?
If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. So I'm sure this is a good experience. So
yes, we can hear you just a bit.
That an online business is a full-fledged business. It's like having a shop or having a supermarket or having a store. If you treat it otherwise, then you would not get optimal results. I work from home, and a lot of people don't understand how I wake up every day and I dress up and I sit on my desk to work, and I close at 4 p.m. It's a routine. There's this mindset that if you work from home, you can just roll all day, go around social media and stuff. No, it's unless of course it's not a full. It's not a side gig for me. It's a full gig. It's like give it my best shot. It's a real business. You're just leveraging online tools and platforms. I have customers all over the Hong Kong, Canada, America, UK. If I'm showing up like it's a side gig, then I wouldn't be intentional and I will not be able to attract this kind of people. So I think the single most important thing I could share is that it's a real business. It just doesn't have borders or location, and you're leveraging the internet to grow. Yeah.
Amazing. I'll still get to you, but of course, you've given us a very good starting point with this, as in very interesting background. So let me move to Timmy. I see that Timmy is ready for us. You were already saying, my mic is unmuted, Winko. What are you doing? I'm ready for my question. So okay, Timmy, good to have you here. I'm sure I love you know Timmy on LinkedIn. I open my LinkedIn every day. If I don't see a message or a post from Timmy, I say answer. So Timmy, thank you for joining us. So my question is, you're a lawyer, you're a public speaker, you operate multiple businesses that we don't even know about, right? How did you start this, and what has your experience been like so far?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. I mean, I was actually just listening into the last speaker, and I thought there were a lot of things that she said that, I learned from. So, I mean, I'm always happy to not just come here to contribute, but also to listen to other speakers, and I look forward to learning from everyone as well. So, yes, so you're asking about, like, my journey, right? Okay. So, I'm a lawyer, and so I'm a lawyer, and that means that I studied law in the university. But I remember that, okay, let me go back a bit. For people that studied in Nigeria, and I know a lot of people here studied in Nigeria, in the art class, you remember that it was either if you're in art class, either you're doing law, or you're doing journalism, or you're doing theater art. What are the other ones? Anybody in the comment section that remembers some of these courses that you're probably doing? I see my people at home raising hands. It's not you, don't worry. But in the comment section, anybody like just those courses. But I know that there were not so many. If you're in art, let's hear from you. I like to hear. But it's just limited to, okay, someone says mass comm, thank you. So mass communication, okay. Someone says it was law or law for me. All right. So law, mass comm, theater, art, those courses were the courses that you were doing if you were in art, and they were sort of limited. So when I was going to study law, I thought to myself, either I do law or I do mass comm. And those are two things that I like, law and mass comm, but you can't do two of them at the same time. So I thought to myself, I would put in for law. Law cut off, I went to the University of Ibadan, was the highest in the arts department. If I don't get in for law, then I will get in for mass communications. So I will then go and study mass communication. So that's what I did. That was the plan. I liked two of them. I didn't know which one to pick. I went in for law, and fortunately, I got in for law. So I didn't have to, just go and do mass comm again. So I got in for law. I was just saying that if it's not law, then I'll do mass comm. And that's how I got in for law. And I still realized that I still had an interest in mass comm. Media was so somewhat important to me. So when I got in for law, first year, I focused on law, just law alone. And then second year, I realized that, oh, the university has a media house. We have a radio station here called Diamond FM. And I can be a part of this place. I can be a part of this. I mean, it was unpaid, it was volunteering, but I can hone my skills in that place while still studying law. And can you hear me? I think there was some background noise just now. Please let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, Timmy, we can hear you.
Okay, good. So saying that I then went to Diamond FM, the university radio station, and I started to volunteer there. And I was studying law. All I needed to do was just to assure my parents that my grades were still going to be fine. Because this was not studying and volunteering at the same time. I was studying and working. But this time working for free. So that's how I got into media and started volunteering. I became a radio presenter. After school, there was a gap year because of the strikes, all of these strikes, and we couldn't go to law school that year. So there was a gap year, and a lot of people were doing different things in my class. I just decided, let me do some months of internship in a media house. I do law for a long time. So that's how I found out that, I could have both of them. I mean, I could still do law to some extent and still do media. But my work has been largely around the intersection of law and media. And so it just becomes easy for me to see things like the intersection of law and media. I see it as two small circles. One is law, another is media. And then at the middle of law and media, like in the middle, like this, two small circles like this, if you can see my hand. And then in the middle is then law and media. And that intersection is where I come in. So everything I do, I mean, apart from just passive investments, has to do with law or media. And that is it. That was the beginning of the journey for me.
Amazing. Amazing. So, Timmy, what has your experience been like?
Okay.
What have you learned? What have your experience been like? I know you just told us how you got into, the passion for media was always there, and then combining with school, you've been able to intersect it. But of course, I know that it takes there's a bold step that it takes to actually say, okay, let me now start this. At what point do you say, let me now start with my LinkedIn, my advocacy? When do I now start voices and faces? When do I now start? How has that experience been?
Okay. I say it's a big one because it's like when you say experience is like ups and downs, and there's just I'll just share some stories because I know we don't have enough time to go into all of these details. I'll share some stories, right? That I'm talking about spectacular experiences, right? So I already mentioned that I was doing law, I was doing media. One thing that stood out for me, or one thing that I learned was at the beginning of everything. Remember, I said I was volunteering at this point. So I was getting pocket money from home, right? So whatever happens, even if I work for free, it's pocket money. And then I finish university, like I'm done with university, and then it starts to dawn on me that I can't just be doing this free of charge. You get what I mean? That experience just taught me that it's very important to monetize your passion. And so to me, it wasn't just about passion. Oh, I'm passionate. Because I remember I went to one meeting one time after school, and the speaker was asking that was talking about passion and everything. And then I raised my hand and I asked the question and I said, what if you're not interested in money? What if you don't care about money? What if you just want to do certain things? And then he laughed. He literally laughed and almost fell off his chair because he was laughing. And then I think he then got into answering the question. But what I learned really is that there's the angle of your passion, and you could do certain things that keen and so and so, and you do for free.
On. Yes, you're on. You're on.
Okay, good. All right. So if you were doing such things as a side hustle, and or it wasn't even side, you're doing it for charity, it will be fine. But at some point, when you begin to realize that, oh, this thing can be a source of income, then your mindset begins to expand to getting more knowledge about it. So I think that was something that stood out for me, really, how I needed to, monetize it. Another thing, another experience I had, when I think of like multiple things, some of the different things I do, is also the part of putting out my work. That's one experience that I had. So I found that for some people, they just look to me as I'm different things to different people. So to my LinkedIn connections, I think largely I am Temi, the conference moderator that hosts events. Maybe sometimes she puts up inspirational posts and she encourages us and some sort of that work. To other people, I'm the person that gives them advice when it comes to entertainment law or media law. And so being able to wear different hats, and be different things to different people, but then find a way that it all sits together and being able to label it for me, law and media, it was just another experience because I had to start defining, okay, what do I want to do? At some point, write it down. And I think that's just one of it. I think I should stop here because my experience has been like so many years. And if I look back, there's a lot, but I think I should stop there.
Wow. Wow. I know I like that you said I think I should stop there because like I can imagine you saying, let me tell you guys all my experience. We probably will be here till, we probably will be able to do that part. Thank you so much, Timmy. I hope we're jotting things down. I have my pen and paper, like you said, and I'm going to let me keep it to the end. Jennifer, thank you so much. Patient, sitting pretty, virtually seeing you looking really nice. So I have a very interesting question. You've been able to. I think Timmy, can you help us mute your mic? I think that's where the. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is my question, Jennifer. You've been able to build a community around financial literacy. Let me not just say any community. You've been able to build a global community, an international community. Like I said, when Jennifer posted me and somebody from the US posted me, I said, I see you here. I said, wow, Jennifer is international. So you've been able to build a community around financial literacy, and you still run a small business. Sorry, let me not say small. There's nothing. They said we should not say anything small. If business is a business, you still run businesses actually. How are you able to manage the odds of running multiple businesses?
Okay, Oyika, the strategy lady, thank you. Actually, you not have a 9 to 5, or more accurately, 8 to 6. So as a chartered accountant, I work as an accountant in a firm, and then these other things we do. What I have to say is that at a point you realize that you can't do it alone. You need people. But then there's this mentality we have in Africa as a whole. Everybody wants to be just me, like, no, I want to be the CEO. We don't think about collaborating. We don't think about partnership and stuff like that. And it can be hectic when you have different things doing. Okay, let me illustrate with a little bit of a couple of things I do. I think I started with a hair. I sell hair. I have a hair business, hair joy store. And then, of course, I was working when I started that. Okay, I not started work then. That was when I left school. But then I had a couple of guys that's my dispatch riders. So I built this kind of relationship. You would think they work for me, but they don't. They're just independent riders. But then because I know I needed them to do way more for me, because I would be at work, I just have to call them. They know where to pick up my stuff. They know where to send these things. So that one helped me in that aspect for that particular business, creating this relationship with other people that can help me move the business. And then when it comes to the investment club, which is fairly new, we are 6 months now. At a point, I just started alone. When you see that this is what people need, your audience are asking you, where can I invest, stuff like that. That's how that one came about. So we are like, why not just start an investment club with this? And then at a point realize that you can't do this alone as well. So currently now I have a couple of persons helping out in that aspect. So what am I trying to point out? Yes, when you are donning different hats, it might not be easy doing it alone. So you need people. That is one. You need to get others, either as staff or partners, or I don't know. And then again, it's automating your processes. Seriously, automating. And of course, not everything. Those things you do, yeah, number one thing you can do is all the questions you get asked. Like my DM is always, but then let me ask you, that is our influencer. How do you deal with DMs? I know you get thousands of them. Like, how do you reply to all? Or tell me that is our LinkedIn superstar. Seriously, people will teach me that part, because this is something I struggle with. But one way I know I can do this is that, okay, what are all those questions I usually get? You can just compile them to a FAQ, frequently asked questions. When you get some type of question, you don't have to start typing again, just move it. Or if you are into emails, email marketing and things you can just automate in your absence or not, they are working. Or if you leverage too much on social media, of course, you can plan ahead. So these are ways that can actually help you. If like me, you have a job, you are working, and you also have something by the side. So these processes will help you get people to do it for you, or to do it with you, automate the punch. You are good to go, really, to an extent. That's it.
Wow. Interesting point. And what I could get from that, I got a lot of things, but one thing that stood out for me was partnership, knowing that from your end-to-end business process, you need every stakeholder, no matter how little their function might seem. You just need that interdependency to create a collaboration as well. And also being able to automate things. So I'm sure that by now, I'm sure a lot of people, I'm sure everybody here actually has ideas that have been running through their mind, and like, how can I make profit from this? How do I start to run multiple businesses? And it's so amazing. I really never knew, I want to say I really did not know, but I really never knew that Jennifer also, was working at 8 to 6, if I'll say. So I mean, that's just so amazing. So I'm sure a lot of people, that brings us to saying that, I know a lot of people here probably are employees and are working but still have ideas. So that brings me to Padebi to help us clarify this notion and help us to learn and understand this. So we know that our money habits. Sorry, let me go to the second question I have for you. I don't want to jump so yet. So what digital business skills, expertise, and street smart ideas are required to run multiple business and investment fronts? That question to Padebi. I know she's a digital marketing maestro. So what digital business skills, what expertise, what do we need to know? Like, so I'm working, right? But I have so many ideas. I'm like, yeah, I can start this and do this. How do I start? What do I need to start? You've helped several people build businesses from work from home, work from home moms and things like that. So what do I need to start? How do I need to get going? What expertise do I need? What skills do I need?
If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up on your phone. Let me know if this is really clear. Okay, so two things. Three things. One, stay hungry. Two, you need to be very tenacious. And then three, you need to have grit. So grit is a combination of goal setting, a little bit of stubbornness, my ability to bounce back when you face problems. Because challenges will come. I'm telling you upfront.
I'm sorry, I can hear you, but it's breaking. I don't know if that's just me. So the first three things that you said, it was breaking, and I'm sure a lot of people have been so interested in noting it down, just like me. I have my book here, so I don't know if you could, just go over to.
Is it better now?
Yes, I think.
Is it better now? Okay, great. So I said three things. Three things you need. One, stay hungry. I'll explain why I said that in a short while. Two, you need to be very tenacious. And then three, you need to have grit. So I also mentioned that grit is a combination of goal setting, ability to stay focused and consistent, and then finally ability to bounce back when you face setbacks or drawbacks. I'm going to start from the stay hungry. As women, we could get really comfortable with what's been provided for either by your parents or by your husband and feel, you know what, I don't need to work hard. I need to have a house. It's not very clear. I don't need to have my own investment. There's that mindset I hear women have to be put out there that because I'm not paying school fees or I'm not paying house rent, it doesn't have to be so much of work. No, take that mindset and yank it off and set it on fire. You are a whole full human being by yourself without a man. Now, don't get it wrong. I have a man. I have a husband. I have father. And if I ask my father to give me money, this thing. I don't know. A lot of people say,
Yeah, I'm still getting feedback that's not clear enough. And this is a very crucial part. So I don't know. Maybe it will be the network. I don't know. Maybe, but I know that you're not using any external device, audio device anymore.
No, I'm not. Is it better now?
Perfect.
Okay, great. I don't know if you heard the first thing I said. Yeah, I think between my connection and my headphones.
Yes, I think it's the connection.
Okay, so maybe you should move on to the other speaker. I'll try and see if I can switch to a Wi-Fi and maybe take the question again.
Okay.
But if you can hear me now, then. But let me just try and get into another Wi-Fi if the connection is bad.
Okay, that'll be really great. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much. I know Temi is here, so I'll just like to see Temi's face. Okay, so we have Temi here. So Temi, let me prove to you. So according to World Bank's annual rating, Nigeria is ranked one. Okay, there's still that feedback, so I think Temi might have to help me mute my. I don't know why my voice wants to show it everywhere. My voice needs to appear everywhere. Okay, thank you so much, Temi. So according to World Bank annual ratings, Nigeria is ranked 131 among 190 economies of the world in ease of doing business. Looking at the complexities that are involved in running multiple businesses, how do you manage everything? Maybe first of all, you can start by telling us what you do, like the businesses that you do, so that we understand, maybe not, of course, maybe just over the surface, so that then you now tell us the complexities and how we can overcome such complex, or how you overcome and how people can overcome when we eventually start our businesses.
Okay, so you can hear me now, right? Great. All right. So I like that you said, how do you manage businesses you do and things you do, as opposed to how can we do, as in how can they do it? Because I noticed that there are some financial experts here, and if we're talking about finance, I would definitely be giving it to Jennifer and letting her speak. But since you're speaking to my own personal story, and I'm not a finance expert, I can put in my thoughts on this and how I've been able to do certain things. The first thing I'll say here is, I think I should come out to say that I don't say yes to everything. I don't say yes to every business opportunity. So even when we say multiple, and that's why I shared my story to let you know some of the things I do. So I don't say yes to everything. So sometimes I'm on LinkedIn or I am at a networking event. Okay, yesterday I was awarded one of the 100 people by the O'Neill with the 100 young achievers or something like that, And it was a great deal. And there were a lot of people who were doing different things, who were talking about their work. And the networking session, and I like networking. I like to meet people, hear their stories. These are people who are doing well in different sectors. And here and there you hear people say, I do this, this is something you're interested in. One thing I've learned to do is to know when something aligns with my goals and to know when it doesn't. And that's why I say that there are certain things that for me, they are passive investments. And Jennifer will talk more about what someone says it's really breaking. Is it still breaking here?
Yes, I was just going to note that I was getting feedback that it's breaking.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Maybe it could be more. It could be louder, but I can't hear you. But it's louder. Okay, it's okay.
Okay,
Yeah, Nancy says
it's actually okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we
So I'll go back just a bit, just in case anyone didn't hear what I was saying. So I was saying that I don't say yes to everything. So somebody's talking about he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing that, it's a great business opportunity. Are you interested? I want to think about it and see that it aligns with my goals. So I am not investing in everything. I am not a part of everything. I'm not even when it comes to influencing and being on a platform like LinkedIn. And a lot of times I get DMs of people who would like organizations and people who would like to do certain things and would like you to be a part of this. I check to see that it aligns with my goals. And so that's where I learned to draw the line, because you can't say yes to everything. I can't be like, I like certain things. I can't be the caterer, the business person, the food vendor, and everything all at once. And so it's very important for me that I took time to understand the two things that I want to do. And those things are law and communication, law and media. So media or communication. And so finding law and media, I think that's just the summary of my work, law and media. So whether I am top 50 on LinkedIn in Nigeria, or I train people to speak publicly, or if I actually train people to speak publicly, I also train organizations and individuals on branding and just finding their personal brands and communication, whether it's verbally, I create content, all of those things, they have to do with communication. And then when it is entertainment law, it has to do with law. So I find those two things when it comes to work that I'm interested in, and then work around them. So even if it is media ownership that I'm considering being a part of, or anything that I'm working around, it's centered around law and media, or law and communication. And so that just helps me. Finding out the things I prioritize, things I'm interested in, and things I want to invest in. For other things, so for example, maybe for agriculture, right? Or something of that sort. If I see that, this is a good investment opportunity, and I trust the experts, and I also like to learn and follow up, because experts like Jennifer tell us that we should know where our money is going when it comes to investment. Then I could be like a passive investor in those things, there's an association and they're pulling funds or something. Yes, I'm not the expert in that thing. I do my little due diligence, and then I'm good to go. And then I'm investing in it passively. So, okay, I see a comment here, but I think it's not related to what I'm saying. So yeah, so then it could then be a passive investment. But when you talk about like my work, my career, my job, or what I'm interested in, I'm a co-anchor, for example, on Plus TV. That is media. I'm a LinkedIn influencer. That is media. I am the founder of Voices and Faces Community. That is media. I own a company called Voices and Faces Communications. That is media. I do PR for organizations and people. That is media. I just find those two things. And I'm not sure it applies to everyone, because there are a lot of general rules, a lot of exceptions, and there are different things that work different folks. But for me, finding out the things that I want to work on, and then media is so big. That's what I find. There's a big market when you talk about media. Law is so big itself. So being able to just niche down to media law, just those two, helps me to focus and helps me to now look at opportunities that are around that space. So what I do is circle down, just niche down to law and media, and then find a structure. And you know what Jennifer said about collaboration? I believe it's very important. I think it's very, very important. So when I'm working with a team of people and we are doing trainings, and I host events as well. I host corporate events. Or when I'm doing that, then I see the power of collaboration, because sometimes you're hosting programs and you're not the same person, right? That's going to do all of these things, follow up and do all those things. You're working with the team, you're working with staff, or volunteers or freelancers or something like that. So I see the power of collaboration. But first of all, before I say yes to anything, I check that it aligns with my goals, and then I begin to work on it if it aligns with my goals. Other things, I would rather just be a passive investor. If I find that it's fruitful, I would rather just be passive and say, well, how can I come in and support the person who is more passionate or who understands that space better? I do hope I was able to share my thoughts on that.
Wow. Thank you so much. you really cannot do everything. You know, one thing I've learned from you, you run multiple businesses across your strength, you know, that aligns with your strength, and you're able to create value over, like, you have many things you're doing, you're able to create, once you see a space to create value, you create that and you monetize it. And that's amazing, you know, knowing what you can do and setting boundaries. Someone said setting boundaries is not really knowing what you can do, is really knowing what you cannot do, you know. And you know, when then you now know what you can do, you know, you align with your strength. Thank you so much, Timmy. I know Jennifer, I'm moving to Jennifer. So Jennifer, so I'd like to ask you, you know, you wear many caps as well. We have many women, amazing women that wear multiple caps. It's no more, they say now that, you know, they'll tell you, oh, focus on one, or jack of all trade, master of none. But you know, they said something that that phrase is not complete, right? So to sit well, you need to make sure that your chair has four legs, you know, multiple streams of income so that you're balanced, right? So we know that our money habits, right, they impact our financial future. But to be honest, it's a struggle. You know, it's a struggle to everyone managing money. You know, struggle to everyone managing money. So how do we find out balance, and how can we break those bad money habits? And I'm asking this because I know that a lot of times, like, let me just use me for example, which I'm sure a lot of people have, that, you know, something comes up, you're able to meet a need. Sometimes somebody just calls you and say, oh, can you do this? And I can do it now. You know, you meet that need and you're able to make money, like you make money from that thing you do, just that gig, and you make it, right? But you're not able to sustain it because immediately you collect it like this, you see it as bonus money, right? And then you just spend it and you fall back maybe to your salary or to other things that you have to do. But other people would have created very amazing businesses, but the immediately they got profit from it, they just spent it, or just, so how can people manage money more effectively? Because sometimes when you have an idea, you actually need capital to start up. You have an idea, oh, if I import this, I can sell it at this rate, but there's no capital. And you're not feeling bad, like, oh, the time when I had money, I didn't spend it well. So how can we manage our money to create better outcomes for ourselves?
Okay, there is something they say, women are money. I think, women actually are better with money than men. So let's
Okay.
establish that. So
Okay.
within the week, I think some days ago, Miss Waneka, the hair boss, she made a video. She discovered my page and then made this video, and she was like, women, some of us, we sell one product to get and buy shoe. We sell another product to get and buy bag.
Okay. So I think that Jennifer's network might just have gone, you know, for a bit, but I'm sure she'll join us soon. Okay, Jennifer, I think she's back. I think it's the network. Anyway, I know that, you know what they say? They say the village people cannot happen today. It can never happen. Because first of all, today is Sunday. Second of all, we're yet to learn, and we'll definitely learn. So all the network glitches, we send it back to the sender, you know. So I don't know if Fadebi is ready, and we can just take Fadebi in the meantime while Jennifer is trying to reconnect and join us. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I see you. Okay, so I'll go back to that question, which is a very important question. You know, one of the things that will help us in our learning experiences today. So, what digital business skills, expertise, and street smart are required to run multiple businesses and investment fronts? I know you were telling us, I was writing, you were telling us stay hungry. You know, I was writing that. So you will just help us reiterate and, you know, quite expand on it so that we were in tune with what you're saying. Thank you so much.
Okay, so as I was saying, the first thing you want to do is stay hungry. Stay hungry. You need to be very consistent. You can't afford to not show up every day, and then you also need to have grit. Now, the truth is this: grit doesn't have one particular definition. Good, it doesn't have one particular definition. It's a combination of ability to set goals and hit your goals, ability to stay consistent, ability to have tenacity, and ability to be a bit stubborn. And I also added this one, ability to bounce back. I call it bounce back ability. Um, to be able to bounce back when you face challenges, because there's non-negotiable. Businesses will always come with its challenge. So you see, the focus for me is not on these two skills, because they're exactly I want these two skills. Writing is a skill, video editing, social media marketing, SEO, email marketing, etc., etc. You know, they're exactly one skill that you actually can use. But the focus is not the skill. The focus is actually what you do with these skills. I really believe that as a country, we don't have, many of us are skilled. An average Nigerian is smart. An average Nigerian is talented. It's just that the society has either made us not found our voice or made us kind of reduce the quality or the volume of our voice. Now, I'm going to start from the 800 part, especially as women. You see, most of us, we've been groomed to collect hand-downs from our parents, our dads, our brothers, our uncles, boyfriends, husbands. So we usually have these mindsets that we don't have to work so hard. We don't have to put in the work. Just manage and go to husband's house, and you find that you rest your head. So many women, they don't run their businesses like a serious business. They see it as making it be like, can you do anything? They don't run their businesses like CEOs, MDs, like even their best shot, like they want to do global businesses or maybe even dominate countries, territories, or even global domination. Most of them are just okay, let me just be a technology, let me just make one small profit after it. It's not as if I'm feeding myself, it's not as if I'm paying house rent, it's not as if I'm paying school fees. You see, that mindset is what is keeping most of us back, and that's why I say stay hungry. You need to consistently and constantly stay hungry. If you want to make it online, you want to make it as an entrepreneur, you want to make it as a businesswoman, you need to constantly stay hungry. I don't care if your man is Banana Island, he gives you $2 million every month and stop money. You need to consistently stay hungry because you're building your business for you. You're not building it for your husband, you're not building it for your father, your brother, for anybody. You are doing this for you. So for me, that's like the single most important thing. And I know I get to say this so much enthusiasm because sincerely, it's very frustrating when you see one person, a woman with so much potential. She can do so much, but she keeps changing herself because the society has groomed her into believing that her income is a second income, or her money isn't so important, it's not such a big deal. So because of that, what that does to us, it makes us just sit back, it makes us get lazy. We don't show up every day. We don't give it our best stuff because we believe that at all, I was listening to talk, even if I don't put in the work. And that is where 80% of our problems come from. You need to take that mindset and set it on fire. Set it on fire. Because when I see people, individuals like Selagoro Toye, like the chairperson of First Bank and the chairperson of Union Bank, that's also a woman, I'm like, why can't we have millennials, women in our generation, do the exact same thing? Why? And I could go on and see they are doing wrong, but this is not the right platform for that. So for me, beyond this, there are lots of skills you can learn. So public speaking skills, video editing skills, social media skills. And I tell people about skills. Whatever it is that you learn, no one can take it away from you. It is yours for life. It is a skill that you have and you will always have. It's also imperative for me to make at this point that if you want to build a business, you need to constantly invest in yourself because the things you learned 6 months ago is obsolete. If you learn Facebook ad in January, Facebook ad in June has evolved 3 times. So you need to constantly be on your toes. You need to constantly invest in yourself. So I'm not saying you're not paying somebody to learn. I want people to say, I don't want to pay for one of us. I say, no, you're not paying for my courses. You're not paying for me to work with you one-on-one. No, you are investing in yourself. If I'm saying all of these things, this knowledge I'm sharing, you didn't follow me. No, I didn't pick it from the ground. But unfortunately, I wish I did. I wish. Yes? I am constantly, right now I'm in school, I'm constantly learning. So guess what? I am a work in progress. Does it come easy? Hell no. I do 4 hours sleep every night. I start to wake up and prep food, take children to school, take them from school, show up for clients, show up for my people, my community, show up on social media. There's so many hats to wear as a woman. But guess what? And here's what I tell women. At the end of the day, what would you like them to rise to the tombstone? Think about it. And I'm saying this to each and every one of us on this platform, whether you are a panelist or whether you are a participant. At the end of the day, you're going to write for your tombstone. Here lies the remains of a woman who black, who was an awesome wife and mother. Good. What else? You have the distinction, you have the ability to write your own biography. You have the ability. What do you want to be about your funeral? Oh, she empowered 100,000 women. Oh, she was able to feed hundreds of thousands of children. Oh, she was able to change the world. People will come and say, oh, she taught me this, she helped me accomplish that, she helped me overcome my shyness. She helped me when I had this challenge in my marriage, in my life. What do you want people to say about you? Or just an awesome wife and mother? Now, don't get it wrong. I'm very big on family. Good. I'm going to big on God as well. But I know you will not put in this air just to be a wife and mother. There's a lot more you can do with yourself. There are people that will be blessed. There are people that you can help. There are organizations, there are women, there are children that you will help and you change their lives, that you change their story. And to do that, you need to, I said, stay hungry, show up consistently, and develop great. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. I remember those three things. I'm not sure I'm going to forget. I don't think I will forget them anytime soon. I don't think so. And I hope not. Because I mean, stay hungry is very important. I remember personally at one point I was broke, right? And when at the point when I was broke, that's when it's like the ideas that I had in my head. That's when I said, you know what? If I do it, if I don't do it, nothing's going to change. So why don't take the action and put it out there and see if people will be willing to do this. And I said, okay, I mean, I don't even have any choice anyway. I was broke, so I needed money, right? So I put it out and I got, a lot of reactions from it. And I said, oh, really? So this is how this thing works. But I didn't stay consistent with it. So I know, I like how you make that flow. You know, when you stay hungry and you stay passionate to make something out of that idea that you have, you see that you're able to align, you're able to put a structure to it. Okay, I think we have Jennifer back. Thank you so much for that, Patty B. We have Jennifer back. So she was telling us how to manage finances, especially when you're doing multiple business or you intend to do multiple businesses, how to have good money habits. Jennifer, I do not know. I think I see Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer, thank you so much. Good to have you back with us.
I'm so sorry. Internet is just giving me bad news here. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's Nigeria for you. We're trying to change that.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to give a background of my money and I before now. So I was making this decent money from all angles, but then and I was not spending it because I don't even wear clothes. Like I don't know the difference between a Zara bag and maybe a I'm not that fashion conscious. And I don't go out. Like every weekend, I have this abusive relationship with my room. I'm always in my room weekends, but I'm going to repent. So all this is happening. But at the end of the day, I can't really say this is what I did with money. I don't know if you get it. The money is coming in. I'm not spending it wastefully, if I can say that. But then I can't trace it. Really. So it can happen until I made a conscious decision to like, Jennifer, enough is enough. Hello, you're just an accountant and you can't even tell where your money is going. So that's the irony said. So then I'm like, I'm going to be conscious with this. That was, I think, early last year. And that's why I started writing on social media because I was sort of documenting my journey. Okay, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do that one today. So what did I do that actually helped me? Okay, number one, I made the intention, I was very intentional with it. So first of all, I downloaded some apps that I know I would need. Some apps I know that will help me. Just like I just discovered that Hervest actually has this savings and investment app. We should check that out after this section, really. Let's check that out because that's actually one way to start. Create an enabling environment for yourself. It can be making away with the things that will hinder your progress and then creating new habits because you want to break a bad habit. You have to replace it with a good habit. It's the positive habits you are looking towards to. So first thing I did was I decided that every month I'm going to save a particular amount and then invest it because I'm not actually a big fan of savings. I save to invest. So this helped me. Then I believe so much in collaboration. That year I called some of my friends. Okay, let's start this monthly contribution something because when you want to do something and stick to it, try to like, it's either you're accountable to yourself or to a couple of persons. So I noticed that when I want to do something and I get others involved, it helps me. That's even one reason I was starting on social media, because I can't tell you to do this when I'm not doing it. So I try to, okay, guys, what I'm doing, can we? And then you see a lot of people, okay, Jennifer, let's do this. So that is why I have people I'm accountable to. I started this contribution. Just a few of my friends, we are like 9 or 10. So every month, trust me, I'm the tax collector. Every month, everybody, oh yeah, here is a monthly contribution and all that. So that took charge of my savings part. And then I joined a few community. You see, guys, communities is very important. That thing you are seeking for. The people that are already there, where do they gather? So I think I joined Money Africa. It's a financially tracing community, because when you're in the midst of these people, like you can't dull. We are ginger, you can't dull. So I joined the community, and then that's when I started exploring investment. You can talk from today to tomorrow. If you don't practice it, nothing for you. So you hear about investment, explore it. The thing is that many of us that we think that this investment is one big deal. But there are a couple of things you can actually, even with 5,000, you can buy mutual funds with 5,000. You can buy stock with 5,000. You can buy cryptocurrency with you can start small. So for you to create this money conscious habit, just start. That's what I tell people. Just start. The good part, when you start investing, trust me, no waste of money for you. Because how can you be, let's take for instance stocks. Maybe if you're buying stock and you want to buy Apple stock, like you have an iPhone, why not go and buy their shares as well? And these stocks sometimes are really expensive. Apple stock is like $130 something. I mean, if you translate this in naira, you know what it gives. But you don't have to have the whole amount to start. Start from where you are. You can just get a fraction out of that $100 and something. Even the $5 you have, get a fraction of it and keep. Now, next time when you get money, go and buy another fraction. Just be adding it, topping it up small, small. Before you know it, you have a full share. So when you start this, you can see that even that 1K that is coming to you, your mind is like, oh, I want to complete my Apple share. I want to complete my Facebook shares. You are taking in that direction because you started. But now, I don't know. I'm always broke. Okay, broke in the sense that my account is always empty. Because when money is coming in, I'm sending it to work. It's going to an investment to do something. So when you are doing that kind of thing, you see that no time for wastage, because anything coming in, you already have to work for it. You already have something you are sending into. So what I have to tell you, the question is, how can we find a balance? Okay, I've told you how I did mine. I joined association. I employed my friends to go on the journey with me. I was sharing my journey on social media, and then I took action. That's just it. Take action. After this section, now go and download the Harvest app. Explore. I don't have it yet. I'm going to explore it after now. Now, if it's something that I just Harvest to have something for us, maybe I'll go and explore and talk about it on social media, because people will always want to hear what you have to say about this. So after this section, please download it. See what they have to offer. Sign up. Sign up for a saving package. If you can automate it that in such a way that every month, once that money is coming in, it's going straight to that account. Please do it that way. With time, you will see yourself engrossed in this. You'll be the one even telling your friends. I'm glad that today I have people, they send you a DM, my friend told me about you, and she said this and that. And you realize that this friend is someone that just had a discussion with you last week, and now she's already an evangelist. Because when you start something, you want to bring in people. So, action step, go and download an app that can help you. You can start with Harvest app. Join a community. There are a couple of financial literacy community investment clubs around. Join one. That is another one. Are there friends around you that you feel that okay, this kind of thing would interest them, investment, savings? Reach out to them. How far, guys? Can we start a what do they call it? Accountability group? It can be one person, it can be two people. Money circle, yeah, that's what I call it. Money circle. Hit up these people. Even if you don't have anybody, go on social media. Like it gives me joy when I see people on my comment section, networking with each other. You can network with someone on social media. Reach out to some people, please let's be accountable to each other every month. Let's, stuff like that. And that's how you start. So please, in the comment section, who is going to download Harvest app today? If today, in fact, after this call, let me see you commit to me on the comment section, so that if I come to your DM tomorrow and tell you to show me what you have, you show me receipt. So I'm going to the comment section now. Or you can, sorry, you
You're already taking
I
my,
just need
you're
people
already
to
taking my
commit
duty, and
seriously,
you're doing
because
well.
we can talk from here to tomorrow. If people don't want to take action, nothing will happen. Seriously. Download completed. Thank you so much, Kasorat. I will keep up with you later. Okay, there is a link for the app here, sir. I will try to download it myself. Let's explore together. Sorry I took everybody's time. I'm done talking.
Wow, Jennifer just wanted to pour her heart out, and she said, you know what, timing got nothing on me. I have to say what I want to say. But this is a very crucial part. So we just had to let her, because the money part, even me, I'm affected. So I just had to listen, because sometimes black tax in Nigeria is real. Like the fact that people just look at you and say, hey, you're working now, you're having business, I see you 40-something thousand followers on Instagram, you're doing well, you should have money to give me now. All that black tax, your family members and everything. So you need to save and invest, and that's why you need to have the Harvest app. It helps you. You can join a community. You have a community as well of women that are working towards financial empowerment, right? So thank you so much, Jennifer. You really, in fact, the next question after you've answered it too, and you also helped me to moderate and help me to do ambassador for Harvest app. So thank you so much. That was really awesome. So please, I would like to say that everybody that came here has a reason why they came. So, and I know that we have questions, some questions that are unanswered. And now we have 3 powerhouses with us in our midst. So please drop your questions in the chat box. Please drop your questions in the chat box so that our wonderful panelists can take the questions. Because you might just send a message to Jennifer and she might not reply. But yeah, she will reply us. I'm just saying, no, not that she won't reply. But yeah, I know that you're guaranteed to get your answer, right? So Jennifer, to Padebi, to Temi Pokola. So please put it in the chat box and let's get the questions rolling. We'll only be able to take a few questions. So be sure to make sure that your question is one of the first questions that we take. If we're taking just 2 questions, so be sure that your question, typing your question, and some people are typing. I see Kausar. I don't know why I have a feeling that Kausar and Miriam, they are really typing because they've been really engaged. So there's a question that I have for Padebi, and that question, I said we have to take that question, as just while we wait for other questions. But Padebi, I would like that you answer that question for us briefly. I don't know if she's still with us. Padebi, I don't know if you're still in the house. Okay. If Padebi is not in the house, I think Jennifer can take the question. Jennifer or Timmy. But the question is just like 2 minutes, just to hear your thoughts, 1 minute before we take questions from the house. Please drop your questions in the chat box. Please drop your questions. Thank you for pouring your heart, Jennifer. So the question I have is that, what are some, we've talked about your experiences, we've learned from your experiences, we've learned consistency, we've learned, oh, you know what, you have an idea, put in structure and just do it, right? And just remain at it. But some people say, okay, I have an idea, how can it work? Or I don't have an idea, what can I do? How can I harness social media? So my question is, what are some opportunities that women can tap into in a digital space to increase their revenue streams? Like, what do you see in this changing world of COVID? What are the opportunities you see that you can tap into and make money? Let's discuss, so that everybody needs to be financially free, right? If we don't have money, how will we manage the money, right? We need to have money before we manage money. So Jennifer, I would like you to talk on it just for one minute, and Temi will also, oh, Padebi is back. Okay. Maybe I should let Padebi take, so Jennifer can rest and take water. You don't want to stress her. She just put her heart out to us. So Padebi, maybe you can take for 2 minutes. I'll repeat the question. Then Jennifer also touches on it, and Timmy, before we take the question from the house. So we've discussed about, turning your ideas into multiple streams of income. We've learned that, consistent, stay hungry, push it out, and keep at it, right? And manage your money, right? And Timmy also had mentioned that know what your strength lies in, create businesses across that value chain of your strength, right? So we're now saying, okay, we have ideas, though some of us can't implement because it's cost intensive. So what are some opportunities? What are some opportunities that women can tap into in the digital space to increase their revenue streams? Okay, Kausara said I asked the question that was on her mind. What are the things that you've seen? I know you have interacted with several entrepreneurs. What are the things that you're seeing this COVID time that you're saying, there are opportunities here? You can tap into. Somebody has told me everybody's just getting married. People will be giving birth in the next 9 months. Start Pampers business, start selling Pampers, start selling children's clothes, start doing this. But what opportunities do you see in digital space that we can harness to make money for ourselves, to increase our financial leverage?
Okay, one very relevant business, it's twofold. Being a virtual assistant, I'm a social media manager. Within the last 6 months, each and every month, I'm inundated with lots of requests of people that need qualified professionals that can help them create content, that can manage their pages, that can help them run their businesses online, because they don't have the time, they don't have the strength, they don't have the wherewithal. For example, I have a client presently that she is a network marketing professional, and she's in her 50s. At 50, she cannot use Instagram, she cannot use Facebook, she can't send emails. She wants to just stay in front of people and talk, but she needs to have a Facebook page. She needs to create content, and she cannot. She just cannot do it. So we need skilled people that have mobile phones and that has internet. And guess what? You get paid from 40 to 120,000 naira a month. I have some person that has about 4 to 5 clients each month that pays them about 70,000, 100,000, and they're doing it from home. There's a girl I know, her name is Ebu. She's University of Ilorin. She has 3 clients. Each pay has 60,000. So she pays 180,000 naira. She just finished her exams yesterday. If it's an exam, she'll say you have to post on Instagram. But she does it. So it is critical that you understand that. And look, the future is here. 5, 6, 7 years ago, 15 years ago, you need to go to school, get a degree, get a job. But now, there are no jobs out there. And the most interesting about this, you can actually have clients all over the world. You can have clients in Europe. You can have clients in America. You can have clients in the UK. You can have clients in Asia that will pay you, because it's a skill that is required worldwide. We need to stop thinking in terms of think about global skills that can empower you. If you leave Lagos today and go to Gambia, you go to Accra, you go to Ontario, you go to Toronto, same skill sets that can help you globally. This is nobody is interested in what did you study in school. That's what skill set do you have? What can you do? What problems can you solve? You can learn how to shoot and edit videos with your mobile phone. There are some persons that are cleaning out video editing. You don't need to have a DSLR camera, no. Simple, basic Android phone, simple, basic iPhone can do it. So even if you just those ones I mentioned, page management, virtual assistants, video shooting and editing, they will always be in demand. I actually have an entire curriculum on this. I have an entire course on starting up your social media management business, because beyond you knowing how to actually create content and actually post online, you need to learn the business side of it. And because I have clients that constantly have demand for this, I always send jobs to people that have done this course. As a matter of fact, they're not even enough. Because ideally, one person cannot manage more than 5 accounts every month. You'll be overwhelmed. And that is if you have you're working full-time from home. If you're in school, I don't advise more than 2 or 3, so it doesn't affect your education. Before you go and tell your father that because Padebi Ojomo said I should do inside business, you now had an F or you now had a pass. I'm not going to be a party to that. But if you're a woman and you stay at home, you have, even if you have a job, like when you go, for example, now there's a day job, you have absolutely no excuse. Why can't you have clients? Why can't you be on Fiverr? Why can't you be on freelancer.com and charge people per hour to do their work? You know, interesting. Sometimes I get jobs from clients and I know I can't do it, and I go to Fiverr to get people that can do it, and I pay them, and they pay me in dollars. Yes, because a guy on Fiverr will develop your website in 3 days. 3 days. 3. And I'll tell the customers I'm going to do it for 150K, and I'm going to do it for 7 days or maybe like 3 weeks. And I'll get the deal. I'll pay some guy $20 on Fiverr to do it, and I'll do it in what? 5 days. And the customer, oh my God, wow. blow them away. So there's always that gap. But of course, you need to understand that you need to build a personal brand, because no one's going to trust you with your money if you don't build that. And the easiest way to do it is by joining communities that has people that can refer you. So for everybody I've referred, for example, to my clients, it is a transfer of trust. Good. So the transfer of trust from me to them. If you've not taken my course or my training, for example, now, and if you have any challenge, because you're in my community and I've trained you, if you have any challenge with a client, you're coming back to me. I'm telling you, send a quotation like this. No, don't charge this amount, charge this amount. Don't charge in Naira. She's in Europe, charging in pound sterlings or charging euros. You know, because you need to also understand that building you're not building a local business, building a global, any skill you are learning now. I'm not saying, as I said, don't get it wrong. It's not like there's nothing wrong with learning hairdressing or fashion designing. No, but the world has evolved. You don't have to sit down with a vending machine to make money. How many clothes do you want to sew in a day? Now, with all due respect to people that are fashion designers here and hairdressers, I don't mean no harm, right? I'm just thinking global, right? So I'm apologizing now for you think that my mother is a fashion designer, has been, will be, always will be. So I need you guys to understand that in building a global brand, think global, not local. And as you are thinking global, don't go and put local investments in yourself. Remember I said it earlier that the investments you make in yourself, you cannot give what you do not have. Before you say you want to go and chat somebody in pounds, have you paid with somebody in pounds to level? Have you invested that quality of something yourself? You can't give what you do not have. And as Miss Ari said, I do have a social media school. So if you want to learn how to start a business as a page manager, a virtual assistant, from the ground up, we build, and I can guarantee you, at the end of 90 days, you make your investment back. You will, because at the end of the day, you get customers. Like, unless they're following from your village, which I'm sure they are not.
I mean, this is even Sunday, so this is a strategic day to have such conversation. Any village person following anybody is totally out. Wow. I mean, I'm jotting all that down, and I'm also going to refer someone to Padebi, because I mean, somebody just sent me a message today and said, "Oh, she's a social media manager and she's looking for a job." And I said, first thing that came to my mind was, do you work freelance? Because I know that by doing freelance gig, you can make more. So she said, oh, she's open to working. So I probably I'll refer her to learn, myself. You have shaking my table, Padebi, when you mentioned my name, that for instance. But I mean, this is mind blowing and opening my mind. I'd like Temi to touch on this too, but we just have like one minute. So Jennifer and Temi, I beg you, I know that you have a lot of things to tell us, but I don't know if you can help us to just compile it in 1 minute. So the opportunities that you see that we can harness, in the digital space from your own point of view and experience.
Okay. Well, thank you. I mean, you are the moderator. I would have liked us to talk about maybe precautions that business people should take, especially because I think that's something we haven't touched on. But hopefully, maybe next time during all the subsequent webinars, when I'm the moderator, I'll do that. But I will moderate.
Okay, so Temi, I don't know if it's just me, but I would like you to be just a bit louder, just a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Okay, great. Okay, so some of the other opportunities I know that women can leverage on from working at home, include content writing, for example, product management. Product management in Nigeria, I interact with a lot of people who are product managers, and I find that space hasn't been milked well. So companies, international companies, are looking for people who can be product managers, and like multinationals, and just, take a product and be in charge of it. And this opportunity, a lot of people don't even know about it. When you talk about product managers, people don't know about it. So I think this is something we can go back to look at. And again, this is also important. I think it's important that we also find opportunities that are, for like remote workers. So for example, on LinkedIn, I'll quickly touch on this, and this is a quick pass. So for example, if you're looking for an opportunity on LinkedIn and you put in your job, you put in the country you like to work in, it would also be nice for you to put in that box, tick that box that says you're open to working remotely, so that people know that you want to work from your own country. Another thing that you could explore is software development, website development. I think the opportunities are legion I found here that also there's something about being a transcriptionist and you can just transcribe for people. So yes, there's so much opportunity to work from home. And like the last speaker encouraged us, I'd also think that it's important that we, get knowledge about these things. Like just go online and just search. There are like so many opportunities in this space. So I think 1 minute. Did I do well?
You did fantastic.
Okay.
You did fantastic. Content writing, software development skills, product management. I've been seeing that thing all over. Sometimes we just see things and we're like, and we just, the way we do is the way the thing move past us and we really are not able to take the value in it. So I just want to reiterate that we can take questions now. I know that we all ask questions. Tasha said I just asked the question she was going to ask, but if you still have questions, we can take just a few questions, maybe just one or two. So please make sure that your question comes in the chat very early. So we'll just take that and then, we'll round off the session. Jennifer, I would like to call on you now to just give us like 1 minute as well, just telling us about the opportunities that you think that, the untapped opportunities or the very large opportunities that you think we can play in and increase our financial leverage. Jennifer, I don't know if Jennifer is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I think we should, from what Temi and Padebi has mentioned already, from what they have mentioned already, that should be enough to give us ideas. But one thing I want to tell everybody is, right now, you may not know how to do these things, but go on YouTube. Like, YouTube is an untapped school. You don't even have to pay money to learn. Go on YouTube, pick something they've mentioned. I didn't mention on social media. Temi mentioned content writing. Do you know Temi makes money from helping people to speak? As simple as that. So it can be very simple something. I know a page on Instagram that makes money from telling children folk tales. People make money from teaching others how to use Excel. So it doesn't have to be something grand. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Drop shipping. Someone is selling something. You can drop ship for them. Referrals. Somebody is selling a course, a product. You can refer and earn interest. So please pick something from what our able panelists have said. Go on YouTube and learn it. If it's something you don't have an idea of, start from YouTube and then explore other websites that can help you learn that. And one trick I will tell you, if you want to really push that fast, as you are learning, be talking about it on your social media page. As you are learning, be sharing with others. Trust me, when you are ready to monetize, you already have grouped your audience, people that can buy off your service. So learn and share. It's very easier for you to monetize. Thank you.
Amazing. I love how you also just integrated that, to say, okay, because I'm sure a lot of people are saying, content writing, where do I start from? Jennifer just said, that's a resource that is often overlooked, due to, starting with it. So I'm just looking through the chat to see if we have questions. I don't know if I was just going to say, if you have a question, if you want to, okay, that's another. So I'm just looking to the chat to see if we have questions. When they say that opportunity, how do they say that thing? But it's just telling you not to miss opportunities. If you want to build multiple streams of income, you must learn to speak at the right time, do things at the right time. So if you have questions and you're like, at physical events, people are always shy to ask questions because they don't want to stand up, they don't want people to see them, the way they move and everything like that. But virtual events, this is one of the most interesting things about virtual events, the fact that you can ask questions and say your mind, right? It's just for you to text. So I'm saying this just to be sure that we don't have any questions. Okay, so we have a question. Hello, Padebi, please, what courses or training can we take to work in these areas? The question is from Nancy. Nancy is asking that what courses or training can we take to work in these areas? I'm sure that she means social media management and virtual assistant, because that's what Padebi mentioned. Yes, we can hear you, but we cannot see you. think okay, let's just take the second question. Second question says, there is always something taking monies. How can you actually save without breaking it? Interesting. Like she's saying, Amanda is saying that there's always something that will come and take your money. Like, okay, I think Patty B, we can hear you. We cannot see you, but we can hear you. Maybe it's the network. So I think we'll take those two questions. And Patty B, please, if you hear us, please reply. Okay, great. I can see you now, so I should be able to hear you. So the question from Nancy says that, please, what courses or trainings can we take to work in these areas? Okay. I think we'll just have to take the second question just because of time. Yes, so Patty, okay, we have you back now.
Okay,
Nancy
so
must have
Michelle, what training do we need to get before work? I'm not sure I got the
Yes.
full question. I mean, I can see it in
So
that way. It doesn't look complete.
let me repeat the question. She says, please, what courses or trainings can we take to work in these areas? That's social media management, virtual assistant, opportunities that you mentioned earlier. She's saying what training courses can we take?
Okay, yeah. So I mentioned it already. I have a course for aspiring social media professionals. I have it's an 8-week course. At the end of the 8 weeks, you get a Facebook certification, a Google certification, as well as my own certification. So you have 3 certifications at the end of the 8 weeks, and you also have hands-on experience to give you kind of work to do, so that you can actually get your hands dirty. You need to have internet and a laptop. You can't do it with just your cell phone. You also learn how to basic videos and the basic other basic things. I'm not saying you're going to learn advanced video editing. Basic video editing on your mobile phone, iMovie, Short, DN app, simple things that your customers will need that you can use to start. So it's a foundational course. You need to make very good money. And then of course you build on it. There's nobody that starts a career and then just goes into business course and just stay there and do their business, right? So you build on it. So it's a foundational course. Getting started as a video marketer.
Okay, thank you so much. You can connect with Patty B. Our speakers can drop their handles in the chat. Okay, we have one question. Okay, I think Jennifer already answered Amanda's question. Amanda says, how there's always something taking monies away. How can you actually save without breaking it? So Bimbo answered the wow. To show you, I mean, they say when you learn, to know if you've learned is when you can tell someone what you've learned. So Bimbo just gave a fantastic reply. She says, you need to save before spending. So once you have your Hervest app, once you get your monthly income, whether it's your salary, whether it's your business, you need to save. Then what is left, you spend what is left after saving, right? You don't spend and then save, because that way you get black tax, you get things. I mean, that's when maybe your car will break down or your phone data run out or something like that, and you have to spend money, right? So save before investing. Sorry, save before spending. Bimbo, thank you so much. I don't know if that answers the question, or Jennifer would like to type something in the chat to answer that question as well. So final question that will be taken. Whoever Ade says, what's the name of the course, please? Okay, it's answered. Social media manager bootcamp. Okay, Amanda is clarifying our question. She says, my question actually is, how can you not break it? Okay, how can you not break the money that you've saved? Okay, I think Jennifer has to answer this, because Jennifer, please, can you quickly answer that question for us in 1 minute before we round up?
Okay, of course. I mentioned something about automating your savings in such a way that even before you get the money, boom, it has been moved from your account. You get, and I know some apps, they have these settings that if you take it out before it's due, you'll be penalized. So you can activate such feature if the app you save on has it. But trust me, it has to start from your mind. If you tell yourself this money is for something, like you set a goal for that money, it will help you not to touch it. But if you can, please try to invest it if it's up for investment. The plan is to save and then invest. And you realize that most investments, some of them is not what you can just discard. It's not what you can just liquidate if you are used that way. You can just liquidate it easily. Like if you invest in something like an agri tech, you can't touch the money until it is due. So don't just have money sitting on your account. Push it somewhere, send it to work. If it's there, you don't have access to it. Work on your mindset that this money is for this, and try it to help you. You can't break it before it's due. And have accountability partners, people that when you're feeling like, oh, I need this money, you can just sit up any of them. I bet see what is going on. They will reset your head. These things will help. But please try to automate your savings as much as you can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Jennifer said they will reset your head. I just like that part. So you have to get people that will reset your head once in a while. But I just need to say that the automating your savings, that you can automate it and then lock it. So you can do that on the Harvest app. Once you download the app, you can automate your savings such that automatically, it's automated and it's locked. So if you're struggling with financial discipline, which almost everybody struggles with, but it takes consistency, right? And just knowing that you're reaping the long-term dividend, right? So lock it, automate it, and lock it. Muchila says great and insightful session. Thank you so much. So we have one last question. Timmy is going to help us answer that question. So people have ideas, but they just don't know how to start. So the problem is always doubt, self-doubt, and all of that. So final question is, how can we start? Like, when I say how can we start, I know it's not particular to one person, but what would you advise someone that has very much interesting ideas but is struggling with self-doubt? How do I start? Because I know that it takes a lot of courage and consistency to show up every now and then, and Timmy, you do that so well. So how would you advise people, to say, oh, I'm struggling, self-doubt, I want to start, but I don't know, will people buy my course? Will people buy my course? Will people buy my product? How do I start? And all of that. So just in like 1 minute, you can advise us on that.
Okay, hi everyone. So how would you start when you feel like there's a lot of self-doubt? People say do it afraid, and I agree. And say do it afraid. Now here's something that might just help you feel better. Everyone feels that way. It's just to me like speaking publicly or doing a business or something like that. Everyone feels that way. Everyone feels like, would it work? Everyone feels like, are they going to buy my product? Is it going to make sense at the end of the day? But when you start and you put in the effort, you actually find that eventually it pays off. So to anyone that feels like that is no doubt of their capacity and everything, I believe very much in planning. I'm not saying you shouldn't plan. I think you should take time to do, for example, like a business plan where you sit down and you do an analysis and you look at your strengths, your weaknesses. You do like the partner, you look all of those things. You need to consult with people, you consult with them, you need to consult with. I strongly say that it's important for entrepreneurs or business people, everyone who's entering into a contract, to consult with a lawyer. So if you need to do that, please, I strongly say you should do that. The financial expert, everything you need to do. But you will always feel like it's not enough. That's the truth. You feel like there's still one more step. I want it to be perfect. Knowing that everyone feels that way. And this thing about phones, I'll just share this analogy and I think it will help us. So you see, there's like the different types of phones. So iPhone, for example, we have the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Plus, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Plus, and there's so much more coming. Same with Samsung and other phones. You see that these phones keep bringing up an upgraded version. If they were so perfect, that means the first thing iPhone should bring up should be iPhone 12 Plus. That should be the starting point. But they didn't start with that. They started and then they continued to upgrade. So there's a constant upgrade. But they started somewhere. So imagine if all of these founders, all of these innovators were waiting till it was perfect, till they were at the stage of, imagine if phones were waiting till, they were smart devices and they had a camera, they had all of these features. Then we would never have had a beginning. But they began. Remember the Nokia 3310? We started with that. And then we just upgraded as time went on. And now phones can do a lot. Very soon now we hear like cars, for example, they are evolved, they are upgrading, we hear the Tesla. Right? That means that there is like a starting and it may not be so strong, but just start little. sometimes like have a vision that is international, have a vision that is big, but then start local. I encourage everyone, you're not the only one who's feeling that. You're not the only one who feels that butterfly. But you can start, and then as you progress, you continue to upgrade, you continue to find mentors, people who can guide you and get better at it. Even the people who look at the people that I find like people that inspire us, we don't know sometimes that we inspire them because those people also find that they draw strength from people that they didn't meet. So just go ahead, have a vision, do all of the table work, all of the plans you need to do, and go ahead. Don't wait till it is done.
True. Thank you so much, Timmy. Thank you so much, Timmy. I once read a book on Secret Thoughts of Successful Women by Valerie Young, and though I didn't complete that book, just reading a few pages made me know that all these successful people actually have that imposter syndrome, as they call it. But you have to do it afraid. Just in your mind, you don't say, "Am I not doing too much? Am I not overdoing it?" But just keep doing it, right? Because by the way, I told us that it's important to have a personal brand. You need to build a brand so that people can trust you. So whatever you're starting, you need to have a brand, something that's reputable, and then you can leverage on that. So thank you so much, Timmy. So we've come to an end of today's roundtable talk. But there's something I like doing when I moderate events, because I know that we sit down, we learn. Some of us even just put our phone and we're probably cooking Sunday rice or cooking dinner or something like that. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we've learned something. So can we drop in the chat what we've learned? Just doesn't need to be the summary or the minutes of the meeting. Just what we've learned, something that stood out for you. Something that stood out for you in today's meeting. I will encourage everyone to do that, because that way, that even if it's just that thing, you learned that, right? And that's going to stick with you. I expect to be seeing reactions in the chat, because I know that this conversation is with very, very engaged, wonderful, beautiful women. So I'm expecting to see in the chat, take action. What a wonderful, okay, take action. Let's get more engagement, right? Miriam is waving her hands. Stay hungry, start building around. Okay, now we're getting reactions. This is what I want to see. Okay, work from home actually works if you take it seriously. Save for spending. Okay, get a community that will help you. Amazing, 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 amazing. Stay hungry. So one final thing, I know you say when okay. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time. I've learned so much, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we'll do, everything that we do after. Start the idea. Don't forget to stay hungry, stay consistent, greet. Jennifer has told us, you know what? Always save, invest, be able to manage your money. If not, you are doing different things, but you're not able to put the money together because you are spending as you are earning, right? Temi has told us, do it afraid. She has told us create value along your strength, right? That's how she has been able to build multiple streams. So thank you so much. I followed as much as I can remember. I'll follow you on Instagram. Everybody that's attended, I can remember your name. I'll follow you. Please follow me back, so that don't let us fight. But most importantly, please download the Harvest app, right? Pademi's and Padebi's handle is Pademi Ojomo, Padebi Ojomo. So please follow her, sign up for the course, download the Harvest app, and start your way financial freedom. I'm unable to proceed on my app. Okay, please send an email or much attendees just for organizing this, for harvest.